are live. Welcome to another Akashic Record Q&A. I'm so happy that you're here. I only have an hour because I need to go into an energy healing session just at the top of the hour. So I would love to answer as many questions as I possibly can. If you are here in the on YouTube, feel free to put your question in the chat. And if you're here on Zoom with me, all my sacred alignment people are in the Zoom. Then feel free to ask a question to the records. Also, if you're here with me on Zoom, I can open your personal records while I will not be able to do that through YouTube because it requires a process. But yeah, welcome to another Q&A. Are there any questions? Are there any questions in the room? How is the energy? How are you feeling? I see Chosen Big Dog is here. Will I get my ID going soon? That's a beautiful question. Okay. So I cannot open your personal records because that requires you being here with me. I need some kind of feedback for that. But I can tune into your energy a little bit intuitively and use my own personal records to answer that question. If that's okay with you, let me know. Please say yes in the chat, and I can just see what you receive, and you just let me know if it resonates. All right? That will be best. So let me definitely connect with my personal records. Flow and light, I hereby open the Akashic records. Wow. Okay, yes, thank you. At Chosen Big Dog, thank you for having a question. And if anybody watching here on YouTube has a question, feel free to put it in the chat. It will be amazing. So let me tune in. Please locate the person behind Chosen Big Dog YouTube tag. And the question is, will I get my ID going soon? Okay, what I immediately feel is that there are two parts missing. Most of it is ready. There are two parts missing. What I currently feel is that your ID feels very alive in your heart, or the potential of the ID feels very alive in your heart. The willingness to go for it feels very alive in your mind. But the throat and the sacral are not ready yet. So I'm gonna just ask if the records have some more information specifically on that. But the sacral, which is below the navel, and the throat feel there the ID is not flowing. So let me ask for more specifics. Dear one, it is indeed true. We would love to give you some practical tips because we would love to see you in the flow, and you know that a beautiful flow is possible for you. There are a couple of things we would love to say to you. Life sometimes will give you signs, but you already have received the signs that what you are cooking and what you are building up in your energy field can help many people. You do not have to wait until you're ready, and you do not have to wait until you have another sign. You also not have to wait until the picture is crystal clear. Instead, it is time to do two things. One that will activate your throat center, and one that will activate your creative ability that will produce many of the specifics in this journey. When it comes to the throat center, we would love to let you answer the following question to yourself and then act upon it. Which three people can truly help me bring this idea into reality? And when you have clarity on these people, they will come intuitively to you. Once you have clarity on these people, see if they are available. See if they have time to connect. And start the conversation. You don't have to have any expectations for these conversations, but you will notice that by conversing, these people will open their networks and their lenses of the world and give you the next steps. That is the throat activation. Think about three people that can truly help you bring it to life, then have conversations with them. Ideally, in person, over a coffee, and if that is not working, ideally in a minimum a phone or digital conversation for at least half an hour. So it's not just a quick share, but it is a true exploration. That would be perfect. Now, we notice that there might be some doubt in connecting these people, and we would love to give you a way of contacting them that makes them feel special and at the same time is aligned with your truth. And that is, hey, I am exploring this idea that I received. And I was thinking of you because I really admire your, and then list some of the skills that you admire and that you feel that are a great fit for realizing this idea. Would you love to be open for a conversation? So you say that you're working on an idea, which is always exciting. You say you really admire their skills, which is a great compliment. Would you be open to have a conversation about it? Is a nice invitation that lets them have the opportunity to give permission. And it's always nice to let people know that you think about them anyway. So even if their answer is no because they're busy, they still had that extra level of dopamine in their system, and it will be received greatly nonetheless. Now, the second part that we are feeling has more to do with the sacral energy. Part of you feels ready to go, but part of you holds you back. And that is especially a dilemma between the solar plexus and the heart energy centers that are more open and the sacral that holds you back. What does the sacral need right now? It needs a safe place to create. It needs a safe place to allow the creative juices to flow. Not 5 minutes here and there, but an afternoon with colors and pencils and a blank slate in front of you or a canvas. It needs this place where you feel nourished. So the question of reflection here would be, what is a place that truly nourishes me? And can I spend an afternoon or more in that space to work on my ID. This will open up the awareness to the sacral that it is safe to let the creative energy flow again, and that is truly part of your genius coming more alive in this project. So, if you are ready to ask these questions, and if you are ready to act on the action steps that they imply, your ID will be going very soon. It might even start momentum this week. But if you lay that on the side, then it will also wait for a little longer. Eventually, the urge of doing something new will be so big, and the urge of staying and not doing it will get so uncomfortable that you will make the step. We like to see you making this step earlier than later. So do not wait for any sign or for you to feel ready. Just think about the next step and follow up on its actions, and momentum will start growing. What we just gave you are great next steps to follow up on. Enjoy the journey, dear one, because it is a journey and it will be a great one. Wow. Okay, chosen big dog. What a name. I love it. Let me know how that resonates, and of course, I'm really curious how it is, of course. But please, uh, only share what you feel like sharing. But yeah, if that resonates, if that got you some guidance, let me know. I would love to know. I see here that in our Zoom room, Maggie has a question. Maggie, feel free to be here. And if you would love, by the way, if you would love to join the conversation here and have priority in asking questions, we're doing these live streams a lot. Also, a lot of times I don't open to YouTube and I'm just with my people in the academy. Then Sacred Alignment Academy is the place, and you can find. I can send the link in the chat in a moment. But you can also find the link in the description. So feel free to join that. We would love to have you. Maggie, yes.
Okay, so actually, I do kind of have two, but we don't have to. The first is like when I got in touch with my guardian angels and the Akashic records this morning in our live thing, which was beautiful, and I felt them, and I said, but then when I was done, I got this feeling that by feeling and knowing that there are two, I feel like I'm limiting them.
What do you mean with two?
Because I only have two guardian angels, and so I'm limiting the guardian angel field. And I know that's just a whole mind thing, but and then they came back and said there's a tribe of angels supporting the two of them. Yeah. They are a force. And so I just wanted, maybe the records could expand upon that a little bit. And I know it's a limiting thought process of mine, the human thought, but just, understanding more like, how does it work? Like, why do I have two and maybe you have three, or somebody's got 12, or like,
Yeah,
does
yeah,
that
yeah,
make
yeah.
sense?
Yeah, makes sense. No, I actually for a long time felt I had one until the meeting that we had a couple weeks ago, where we discovered it is possible to have more.
I
But
always
I
considered just one.
Yeah, but I never
But
knew.
now that I have two, now I'm disappointed. I don't know
Ah, humans.
why.
Humans with
We're
their
at it
with their prefrontal cortexes. Okay, let us. Okay, is it? Would you love to have your personal records opened, or more like a general question on this?
I think my personal records.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, Do I have your do I have your permission to connect?
Yes, you do.
Dear records, did you hear the question about the guardian angels and about the limiting pattern that Maggie is seeing? Please expand on that and give her some guidance. Hmm. Okay, the first sensation that I'm feeling is a very open heart and a very dull, almost heavy mind, and my head wants to move backward like this way. I don't know what that means. Can you please explain? Yes, dear one, we want to make the sound effect because it is, of course, not something to be any disappointed about, but we see the mental pattern, and this topic of disappointment goes all the way back to childhood. We would love to um, let you know and see this pattern more clearly. And even though we can point out specifically to you where it came from, it has more value to your own journey that we just point you to the direction and you see this pattern starting to appear in many of your life situations, especially young in the family system. When else were you disappointed where there were two, and praised where there was one or more? But the number two in specifically has some energy around it that created disappointment for you and wishing it was different. We see that your mind is already bringing you on the right track here. Now, it is important to know that in truth, you already know that you can be very grateful that there are actually two beings working together as one. And indeed, guardian angels have the ability to steer many different angelic beings and energies in all different directions. They're even able to bring archangels in your field if you need to do so. A unique aspect of a guardian angel is that they are and have been with you even before you went into the womb of your mother, and they will carry you far beyond this lifetime and carry your soul to many different dimensions. They have the intention to always support you through thick and thin. And don't worry about judging them or having limiting thoughts of them. They love you so much, they even love you in your greatest misery. So they will not feel bad about any of this. They simply cannot feel bad. That's most of the time just human projection onto a higher angelic being. You can truly see emotions like octaves on a piano, and angelic beings live a couple octaves higher than human beings. That means that even the highest levels of love, ecstasy, awakening, enlightenment, pure truth, joy are lower emotions than their neutral state. So they cannot think bad of you at all. You can judge them all you want, and they will just still embrace you and love you to the fullest. What this pattern has way more importance for you is the connection with the childhood. So the question that we would love for you to contemplate on is, where did the number 2 disappoint you in your childhood, and how has that pattern continued throughout the years? It will be great to uncover this pattern. And once you see it, it will stop having a hold on you, and you will start to relieve yourself from the limitation. Thank you, dear one. Wow. Curious, Maggie, did that? I see you're already processing and looking at the pattern. Did that ring any bell? Do you see? You're currently muted. You're currently muted, so.
You know, it's interesting that they're saying the number 2, because I feel like the number 2 is peace, but then I was the number 3 that came in,
Mm-hmm.
and now you have the 3 dynamic, which is very difficult, because it's always 2 against 1.
Mm-hmm.
So then I guess it is sort of that the number 2 is almost like it maybe had some sort of a bullying effect, because it was 2 teaming up against the new one that just came in. So I'll have to sit with it.
That might be part of it, yeah.
Yeah, and do some work on it.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. But it's, like when I'm thinking about it myself, I have 2 guardian angels and you, which also makes a 3. 2 parents and you, 2 siblings and you. So there's already a couple of connections that might give you clues.
Yeah, definitely.
And please continue connecting with your own Akashic records too, right? Because, yeah, I really see that through me, they most of the time like to point people in the direction, but they really love to value the journey a lot. There's like the human journey is sacred, and we can give you what we can currently give you, but nothing more. But if you ask the same questions 2 days from now in a practice session that we have, who knows, you have uncovered the next step, and they will love to continue. I feel they would love to continue to help you. Yeah.
Beautiful. Excellent.
Thank you.
That's a great, I had no idea that it was actually that deep, but I guess if you have that, like, that limiting come up in you and you can feel it, it's like, okay, yeah, there's something there, so now let's go figure out what that is.
Right.
Which is beautiful.
And you had another question. I don't see any hands raised, or in the chat I see that Chosen Big Dog says, wow, that was awesome. That's great. I'll start soon. I felt chills after too. Ah, beautiful. Let us know how it's going. Chosen Big Dog, I wanted to ask you. I don't know if you're already in the community, and if you feel interested in actually learning the Akashic records. But the community is currently free. It will not be free forever, but I would love to at least grow it. And in that community, there is a course that will teach you what I do and connect with the records. And we have daily practice sessions where we connect together to the records, and we all have our own little practice session. It's just absolutely wonderful. So if this information is resonant for you, like, come join us. Let me just put the link. The link is probably in the description, but let me just quickly give it to you in the chat. Would love to have you, and everyone who is watching this. We're building a very beautiful energetic space. So if the Akashic records somehow has come into your life and you're like, oh my God, what is that? Can I actually channel it? You know, I was a very stubborn computer scientist that didn't hear any guides or angels or anything before I started the Akashic Records. And look at me now. it's it's a wild world, and it's very beautiful to be connected with energy. I was actually talking today to a dear friend. She wanted me to interview me for so long, and she asked a question about how does it feel to have been coming from a computer scientist that was very critical about spirituality to feeling so open. And I described it like, you know, to talk about it feels sometimes very woo, like guides, angels, and energetic effects and timelines. And you know, it feels very woo, but if you truly experience it and feel it and it becomes part of your daily life, it feels way more like going from an old, uh, you know, like an old TV that still had such a shape that maybe had a couple pixels that still had snow, you know, when the thing was. And you go from that old TV to a 4K screen. S- that it feels way more like that. It feels actually like the resolution of life has upgraded tremendously. The amount of information that I can perceive in the moment has upgraded tremendously, as if I go from an old screen to a 4K screen, or even HD ready to 4K, right? That's such a huge difference in quality of information and on crispness that projected to life, right? The life became crisp and vibrant and full of information. The information was always there. I just didn't was not able to see it. But the Akashic Records showed me how to see it, and it continuously opens doors. So if that somehow calls to you, then come join us. It's amazing. Okay, is there any other questions? Maggie, you
Yes.
said you had another question, right? So
I've
there's
seen you still have my records open.
yes, that too.
Is there any chakra imbalance that I should be working on right now?
Okay. Hmm. Okay, I feel too. I'm curious what you feel before I say what I feel. I'm curious what you feel.
Definitely, I think my heart chakra. Um,
I'm curious. Do you feel it in the center of your heart or a little bit upward in your chest?
but I feel it to the right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit upward.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel anything else?
My head wants to go to third eye, but I think it's my solar plexus.
Yeah. So what I feel is I feel the heart, but like you said, a little bit upward here, and so solar plexus, but not fully. So like it feels like the connection of the sacral and the solar plexus. It feels like the middle. It feels like for me it feels below the solar plexus and above the sacral. Does that reflect? So I'm gonna ask why and what that means, but it feels like there is where it gets contracted for me. What does that mean, and what can Maggie do to release that? Dear one, first of all, we want to say that you are doing tremendously and you have been improving and growing at such a beautiful speed. Not only is your system geometrically in tune and so much have happened including you passing the different tests that we have spoken about earlier. But you also deserve some appreciation before we are going to talk about any little blocks. These blocks are small compared to the many steps you have been taken. And by us talking about this, this should not get things out of proportion about the huge steps and growth that you have gone through. So, first of all, congratulations. We are cheering you on, and we would love for you to give yourself a big hug and appreciate yourself for what you are doing currently. It is a beautiful quality. Now, the little distortions that we are feeling can be gracefully relieved from your body by the following exercises or instructions. First of all, just to breathe into them will greatly help. The connection between the sacral energy center and the solar plexus energy center is actually quite a powerful and strong energy. It is what the ancient Chinese medicine has been calling the lower Dan Chen, and it is the storehouse of your energy. This storage or reservoir needs to be refilled again, but it can only be refilled again when your body is calm and nourished. The sacral energy is best relaxed and recharged from nourishment or pleasure. So we would love to invite you to do something very pleasurable. Now, the solar plexus energy is really comforted by you knowing that you can do it and you allowing yourself to be naturally landing into a place of confidence and worthiness. So, allow yourself to do something pleasurable and at that same time know that you are worth it. You deserve it. This distortion is actually inviting you just to do something very nice for yourself. Just for yourself. Treat yourself to something where you can truly relax and enjoy. That is not about anybody else, and it's also not about growing and exploring. You will do more than enough of that. It's truly about taking that moment of just giving yourself a nice treat, where for a day or multiple days, even, you don't have to think about anything, just be in the enjoyment of you and see from that place what naturally wants to come through you. That will be the rechargement of the Danchen. That will bring more life force running through the system and storing it in your body. Now, the other point that we are pointing to is also part of a Danchen. This has been seen as the middle Danchen, and this is very much a powerful place in your body that allows you to become a magnet. Now, to get this energy flowing again, it can be really beneficial to be very gentle in your heart space and focus on this energy center. Just by being centered here and taking 10 deep breaths along multiple passes in the day will have a great opening effect and will show you why this initial block is here. It is here to protect you. It's a small protection that is in place. It is afraid that you shine a little bit too brightly or that the magnet starts to work a little bit too much. It's afraid of change. Now, many other parts of your body are completely okay with that topic, but this specific little energy needs your presence and your awareness and would love to be seen. As soon as it is seen, as soon as it is shown to you what it is protecting you from, it can be released and removed. So some breaths and knowing that you are safe, even if you start magnetizing what you are intending, even if you start attracting what you are truly desiring, let this energy know that you are still safe and protected, and life will only get better. That is, in a quick way, what we can give you now. But know that there will be multiple opportunities to continue working on this energy. Thank you so much for your questions and have great presence, pleasure, and know that you are worth it. Hmm. Wow, beautiful. How was this?
Very beautiful.
Did an active,
Very,
yeah?
yeah, totally connected.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Did an activity come to mind of how you would love to treat yourself? You don't have to share, but if you feel like sharing.
Um, like I was thinking in the, and I don't mean this in a bad way, the simple way, like a spa day or something, that does never really connects with me. It's like, okay. But then it just occurred to me as we were finishing up that I want to have my backyard landscape because a new pool was sunk last May and it's just all dirt and junk. It's just horrid. And that's my peaceful, my place. And if I get it landscaped, like I'm waiting for me to do it and it's just too much. And so I'm gonna just go ahead and do that and get my serenity place back.
Oof, your little oasis.
Yes, yes.
I like it. That sounds incredible. And is it like something comes through? I don't know if it resonates, but isn't this also something that you might do together with your family? Of course, you can let it be done, but can this also be done with maybe your family?
Well, Florida's hot. I don't wanna go out and sweat. Mom, I'm not into.
Okay, but
Mom,
that is,
I don't wanna
I know.
move and pull weeds. It'd be much more pleasant for me if I just paid somebody to do it.
Okay. Not your preference, but somehow
Yeah,
that came through.
Like I'm cooking with my older daughter, we find our little niches, but getting them, yeah.
Garden party? No, not in for a garden
Oh,
party.
landscape.
Okay. Wow, beautiful.
Yeah, so
And
thank you, that was,
enjoy that treat. That's amazing. All right, I'm gonna close your records, okay?
thank you, yes, thank you.
Love and light. Hey, I see Adoka's in the chat, but she's not in the Zoom. Come to the Zoom. You have access to the Sacred Alignment Academy. Come to the Zoom. Anyway, I'm going to give you your I'm gonna answer your question. Could the records give me advice? Each time I'm going to start a big goal that I can have many things, a big wall stands blocking the way. What can I do? It blocks my path all the time, over and over. Wow, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful question. I had some invisible wall energy a while ago, so I'm actually curious what they say. If you would put here in Zoom, I would love to ask you for permission, but at the moment I will just tune into your energy and feel into it like that. So, but if you can still get in, dear, just go to the calendar because we had two events. You have to get the second link, and it's there are multiple people here, so it's supposed to work. So I hope it works, and otherwise I will just answer it like this. Can you tune into Idilka's energy field and give her answer on this big wall question? Dear one, we love this question and we are grateful that you are seeing the pattern of this recurring. Now, the answer that we would love to give you is that it is not necessarily about the wall, it is about what you do when you encounter the wall that makes the difference. And the best way to just do that is to be very present with the wall, to let the emotions slowly flow, but do not attach to them. Just let them flow through your energy field and become curious about how you can move around this wall. See if you can push it. See if you can walk around it. See if this wall wants to tell you something before it lets you pass. What you are feeling is truly an energy that is holding you back. But it is not holding you back because it wants to stop you from being successful. It's holding you back because it is a wall. The moment you are able to find a way to handle these kind of obstacles, you will become unstoppable. And it's unstoppable in a way that you can handle obstacles in a way more harmonious fashion. So this wall has currently most of the time stopped you, and then you have gone into other directions. And then in those other directions, you realized that you actually were going into the direction of your success, your mission, your purpose. And then you go back to your purpose and you encounter the wall again and you go back into other directions. It's not about going into other directions. It's about being very present with this energy. It is exactly this energy that needs to be seen. And what you can do to help it, to help yourself, and to help you go through this is the following. Be willing to face the wall. Be willing to feel the wall. Be willing to see what it is made from. And ask your guides, your angels, your higher self for an increase of awareness so that you can fully see what is going on here. And not only what is going on here, but also to fully see ways to go around this wall, to make this wall a door. What the purpose of this wall truly it is leveling you up in consciousness and in state of being. Because the path where you are meant to go requires a certain level of being you. This wall is a test, and you will go over this wall as soon as you have leveled up in the qualities you are meant to level up. So what we would love for you to do is to be very present with it. To, instead of going away from it, to discover it. To be with it. To face it fully with a curious mind. And to just see where are the ways? Can I climb it? Can I move around it? Just become very curious. Can I push some stones? Can I grow myself so that this wall becomes a little stepping stone? What does this wall want me to do to come over it? It's not a stop. It's not a block. It's an obstacle that as soon as you have leveled up to the frequency you are meant to live at, it will be a test. But when you have leveled up, it will become the solution. And that solution will not only function for this wall, but for many other obstacles that are here to come. Truly, this is going to be one of the hardest obstacles of your life. So when you have find your way to handle this one, like we said earlier, you will become unstoppable. Therefore, we wish you great presence and awareness. And if you need somebody to hold space for you, know that you have a vibrant network of beings that you can call upon. You do not have to do this alone. Yes, you have to see the wall. Nobody else can remove that wall for you, but you can do this while somebody else holds space for you. It is easier like that, especially with emotions running so strongly through your system. Dear one, we look forward to you realizing what this obstacle truly is and finding the solution to overcome it. Wow. Yes, Edoka, this is difficult. I'm also gonna apply it in my wall. I'm also gonna apply it. The energy that I felt when I was channeling this was a very curious child. Really like, yeah, I felt like a very curious child. Like actually the energy that will help you most here is curiosity. Of course, there are a lot of emotions like, oh my God, this wall again. Oh my God, you know, I have been this all of my life. It has always been holding me back. That's all this heaviness. Okay, it might be present in your field, but let's not let that be carrying you away. Place yourself in the curious child and just like, wow, a wall, right? Wow, a wall. That was the energy that I was receiving very strongly. So may this help you, and know that we are here for you. So make a post in the community, and maybe you can connect. Maybe I have time, but I'm quite busy, but maybe I have time, or maybe I'm sure some other people in the Sacred Alignment Academy would love to hold space for you. We have so many great people here. So yeah, you're supported there. Let's go through it. Thank you so much for asking it, and hope to see you soon. I hope you can come back in the Zoom very soon. All right. Um, I have 5 minutes left. I don't know if I can do another question because I always forget time when I channel. But I'm planning to do this weekly again. So if you would love to, it's not yet in the calendar or planned on YouTube, but if you like this and you would love to be able to ask a question to the records, feel free to write it down whenever it comes up throughout the week. And then we come back on the first day, same time, or on YouTube, or of course here live in the Sacred Alignment Academy. And what I already said is like, if you would love to access the Akashic records, if this information it can come very different through you than it comes to me, but you will feel you will feel where it comes from. And it's so weird to me because I can just ask any question and things come to me, and I just do my best to describe these things to you. But a lot of times it's resonant, and it can shine a new light on problems, and it's not so infused in the human story and in the human drama. It's most of the time it's very light and very loving. It has this bird's eye view of what it means to be a being, to be of existence. So they can explain things very differently than humans can. The most blissful experiences of my life. So I'm very grateful that now the new Akashic Record School is live. You can go to school.com/Akasha. I'm going to put it here in the chat again. Feel free to join us. At the moment, it's free. It will start to get a paid community. First, I was like at 100 members, but I have the feeling it's going to be a little bit more. Might be 111 or some fancy number like that. But eventually it will be paid. So take your chance if you see this now and come join us in learning how the Akashic Records. My mission is truly to make this available to everyone. It's been such a eye-opener. I want to give this to everyone. So yeah, thank you for being with me. I need to go into my energy healing session. Oof, we're on a journey, right? We are here incarnated in this very special time, and I'm so happy to journey with you, and let's continue our journey together. May our paths cross in many ways. Thank you for your attention, for your questions, and I see you soon. Okay, that was nice. Thank you so much for being with me, Maggie and Diane and Joe.